This is my 2022 Subaru Forester Wilderness, and this is the Fremont rack from Sherpa, which we're going to be installing on the roof today. Just to note, this isn't going to be a full detailed install. Sherpa has already done a really great job at doing that. We're just going to install this rack, and I'm just going to give you my experience on installing it and how everything goes. I basically want to share my tips and things that I found while I installed this after watching their installation video, and I will say it's going to be the easiest if you do the door seals first. It's going to be way easier to get panels off if you do that, and you don't have to take the door seals off all the way. I just kind of moved them down to the bottom of the door and then left them on the bottom. It just makes things way easier to take panels off. Removal of everything else on the roof is the same. Removing the safety handles is the same, about using 2 picks like Sherpa suggests, and it was pretty much, I had the same results that they did. Once you do have the tabs released on the safety handles though to get them out, you really have to pull on the handle to get it out. You just want to release the tabs, you just kind of give it a good yank like that. To make sure that I put this seal for the sunroof back up in the correct spot, I kind of hung it around the headrests in the positioning that it was, so that way I knew the orientation it needed to be to go back on later. And then of course for the rest up front here, it's pretty much following along with Sherpa's video. Moving the panel between the lights, taking the front lights down with a couple of screws, and I did have to unplug my off-road lights, of course, because my switch panel is mounted up there as well. And once I did that, I was able to pull the entire light down, and they just tell you to leave it dangling, so that's what I did. I don't know if I trust just the wires holding it up, but that's what I had to do. We continue on with the B pillar. There wasn't much to note here. Everything in Sherpa's video was the same as it was here, so there's really nothing to report in that regard. Oh, actually, we'll say one thing. It is super easy when you take the bolts out to drop them down behind that lower B-pillar piece, and they end up underneath your carpet. So just be super careful when you take the bolts out. Make sure when you kind of get on those last couple of threads on the bolts that you hold the bolt in some shape or form, so that way you don't lose it. And it's not necessarily a seatbelt bolt here, but the bolt later when you do the bottom of that upper B-pillar piece, that's where you need to be careful. And here, when I started removing the rear panels, I had a bit of an oopsie. Plus broke. Yeah, so I broke a piece off of my rear panel there. Be super careful where you pull the panel off, just to make sure you don't break anything. Fortunately, that was the only plastic panel I broke, and my JB Weld skills are good enough that I can put that panel back together. It is a little bit weird sometimes with these panels, because sometimes you're going to be super gentle with them, but other times they require you to really just tear them off. So be aware when you need to remove these panels. Start off lightly, and if it doesn't remove lightly, then kind of use a bit more force to take it off. Then I kept going to remove the remaining rear panels so I could drop the headliner. Now, if you have a Wilderness, you're going to have these cargo hooks up on the roof in the back. It's just a 10mm to get the hooks off, and then that will release partially the back of the headliner from the roof. You still have to do the part that is inside underneath the trim clip that's in there. And after that, our headliner was free, although mine did not drop nearly as far as theirs did in the video, so I had to work around it and got a lot of fiberglass in my hand, so I wasn't too happy about that. But then it was just a matter of removing the roof rails like they did in their video, and we'll pick up on the next tip in a little bit. Now, for these plugs that go in the holes on the roof, one is a lot bigger than the other. That smaller one is going to go up in the middle, where the middle was mounted in the front hole, but then the larger one's going to go in the rear. And the thing about the larger one is it fits very, very snug. So what I had to do to get the plug in was I had to push it down from the top with the back of my screwdriver, and then I took a pair of pliers from the inside and pulled it through the rest of the way. Also, I'd like to mention, this is one of the reasons why I bought this roof rack, is for those rubber spacers, because other roof racks, they require to use silicone to seal, and if you don't put the right amount of silicone on, you're not going to get a good seal. So what's nice about Sherpa with those rubber block spacers you saw earlier is that they're perfect for weather sealing. I haven't had any water come inside the car on the headliner at all since I installed this rack. So that's a good piece in this product here to know. From here, things were pretty much smooth sailing, getting the rubber spacers on, and then getting the roof bars together and put on, and making sure all of the brackets were on the correct bars. And you may start to notice in some of these shots that my car was kind of wet on the outside when it was dry when we started, and that's because it actually snowed during the install of this roof rack. I tried filming in between snowy takes, and I had to close all the doors while I was mounting everything just because I didn't want snow getting in the car. It was a little nerve-wracking, to say the least, but fortunately no water got in, and once I got the roof bars on and tightened everything up and sealed it, I didn't have to worry too much about snow getting in after that. Now in their video, because again they're having one person install the rack, they used a microfiber towel on one end. I'm using my microfiber sponge instead because it is a little bit more cushy and I felt a little bit safer using that instead. So you'll see that more throughout the video as well, getting these sides on. It is easiest to do the screws from the side fairings on one end and then the other, and then doing the middle at the end. It makes life a lot easier doing it that way. Oh, and you will notice I'm tightening these Allen head screws down by hand, not with an impact. I did not feel comfortable using an impact to tighten these because I didn't want to strip out any screw heads or compromise any sort of hardware in this install, but I can assure you that hand tightening them and giving them a good pull with the Allen key is enough. I have not had any screws come loose. I have checked periodically since the install, but everything is still tight, which is good. That just goes to show that Sherpa has built a really good roof rack here. I'm installing my fairing now. I bought the half fairing so I can mount my light bar on the rack as well. And they do talk about in the video that you should adjust it for certain wind noise, but due to my light bar, I just had this down all the way at the bottom, and it doesn't touch the car at all, being all the way at the bottom, or at least on mine, and there's no wind noise at all, so it's like in the perfect spot. Once I finally had all of the crossbars bolted to the rack and did a lot of adjustment to put them in the right place. This rack is very modular, so you can put these slats anywhere where it's going to work best, but I put mine evenly spaced, or at least as best as I could. Then after that, it was just a matter of putting the car back together. I did not show this, but this is the light in the middle in the back seats, and it was just as simple as popping it out, and in this case, popping it back in. Now, for the safety handles, in order to get these back in, it is super difficult. So here's what I suggest you do is, I have a trim tool there that has a bit of a wider head on it. You could probably get it done with a regular trim tool as well, but I basically had to rock the base of it in and push it in the rest of the way with the trim tool in order to get it in. It would not just go in by hand. I needed that trim tool for a bit more force and leverage. I did the same for the front as well. Now for the door seals, in your door seal there's going to be like a metal V-shaped piece, and that runs all the way around the door seal. That's what clamps your door seal onto the car. So you want to make sure that it's not bent in any way, and make sure it's being aligned right to where it mounts on the vehicle. It's super easy to figure out where it goes. I used, I believe, a flathead screwdriver and a trim tool, and even my hands to kind of massage it into the right spot in order to get it in. You want to make sure you do that, because if you don't, you're not going to have a good door seal. And it's important to have a good door seal if you don't want the weather to come in, because if you don't, then this rack was all for nothing, basically. Speaking of door seals, for the sunroof seal, this took quite a few attempts to get perfectly right. The seal for the sunroof has to go over like 3 layers of things, so it's not easy to get back to where it needs to be, so it may take you a few attempts to get it right, and I did get mine right eventually, but it was quite annoying to try and get it in the right spot. And with my sun visors back on, my interior was back together, which only left one thing, and that was to install my light bar on my roof rack. Now, this is using Sherpa's proprietary mounts for light bars, and it worked out fairly well, although the hardware for my light bar is a little bit different, so I couldn't fully mount it properly, but it is up there, and it is snug. And there we have it. Our Sherpa rack has been installed on our Forester Wilderness. I think it came out great. Install was pretty straightforward. I definitely got it done in about a day. I know it took 2 days on it, but that's just because it's winter time. If it didn't get dark out so early, I definitely would have had this done in an entire day. I'm going to miss my roof rails. I did like having the gold up on the roof because for the Forester Wilderness, other than emblems, that's really the only gold accents you get on the exterior of the car. So it was sad to see it go, but progress must be done. And I do have gold tow hooks on the front, so that makes up for it, at least. Only a few issues happened when installing the rack. That plastic panel that broke in the interior that you saw, that happened. My light bar technically isn't installed correctly, but that's not on Sherpa. That's actually on the manufacturer of the light bar. This is, of course, a third-party version of the Cali raised LED or extreme LED light bars, and the brackets from Sherpa are made for the extreme LED ones, but they use different hardware than the light bar that I had. So I'd still have to continue only having one bolt on each side holding the light bar in, but it's tight enough to where it's really not going to move. So I'm not too worried about it at this time. Maybe new light bar in the future. The only other issue I had was actually one of the crossbars holes was not tapped. What that means is that it didn't have any threads in it and the screw would not go in. At first I thought it was the screw that was the problem, but after trying a couple of screws, I found out the hole was not threaded. So I had a tap and die set, so I was able to thread it myself. If that happens to you, I would just contact Sherpa and they might send you on a new crossbar or something like that. So nothing negative against Sherpa. These kind of things happen. I've installed many parts over the years and they've come with their own problems. So I wasn't too worried about it and I had the right tools to fix it anyway. So it was no big deal. I've had the rack on for a couple of weeks now, and I can report that there are no leaks, so their rubber mount idea design works very well, and I didn't have to use any silicone, which is great. So we've had snow, we've had rain, and no water's gotten in, so it's perfect. I do have window racks coming from Sherpa as well, and I will make a dedicated video on the install of those, so if you want to see that video, you can click over here. But until next time, I'm Kyle with Adventure 1, and I'll see you in the next video.